Hello, my name is Michael Maas, and today I'm going to be reviewing the benefits of applying augmented reality systems to medicine, particularly to surgical operations. For many people, the term augmented reality is something new, but is likely something familiar to most everyone. Augmented reality, or AR as is otherwise known, is the layering of digital information in a variety of means onto our experiences with the physical world. If you've ever used turn by turn navigation and used the audio prompts to know when to make the next left turn, you've used augmented reality. But the good stuff takes it to the next level and beyond. For example, imagine holding up your smartphone downtown and it shows a listing of Yelp review scores next to the doors of each business. This likely provides you with an added layer of useful information to the physical world, especially if you're looking for a good bite to eat while you're downtown. But augmented reality isn't just Yelp reviews and GPS navigation, it can be immersive. Take, for example, Continental's new augmented reality heads up unit for high end cars. Instead of just showing a left arrow to prompt the driver when to turn left, their system actually creates a navigation path on top of the roadway by displaying the heads up information in the driver's field of view. Then you can take augmented reality and supercharge it with Microsoft's recently announced HoloLens hardware. Microsoft is seeking to blend AR systems into people's interactions with the physical world by projecting images onto the visor the user wears. This visor provides depth and 3D virtual images on top of the view of the physical world. For example, a car designer can view 3D images of a body design on top of the physical chassis. Then she could walk around the design to see it from multiple angles and interact with the design using gesture controls. It is a very exciting concept that could redefine how we interact with data and the world around us. But what does this have to do with medicine and surgeries? Medicine is performed best when doctors have the best information available. This is why visualization is so important, and why so much effort has been put into developing the new imaging techniques. X-rays, sonograms, MRIs, and other imaging systems provide the information that doctors just can't know on their own. It should be no surprise that the medical fields have understood the value augmented reality could provide. They've been researching the various components and systems needed to make AR practical in hospitals. Through their experiences thus far, augmented reality has found a niche in the surgical community where visual information is critical for a successful operation. How does augmented reality make surgeries less traumatic? Well, for starters, it makes surgeons more precise. First, augmented reality can provide detailed information about a patient's organs, tissues, nerves, and other body parts during surgical planning. With the aid of computers, the surgeon could create a very specific plan which avoids unnecessary damage to surrounding tissues like during the operation. This is important during surgeries on delicate organs and tissues, like the brain, spine, or liver. One research center in Germany, Fraunhofer Mewis, has made this a reality by focusing on liver surgery, which exposes patients to the potential for severe blood loss. They use the app to map the best route during surgery to avoid the tissues most affected by blood vessels and blood loss. This preserves more tissue following the surgery, leading to less trauma for the patient. Second, augmented reality can allow surgeons to see what can't be seen with the naked eye. With the use of head-mounted devices, surgeons can layer an image of MRI scans over the physical view of the patient. By using artificial markers placed on the patient's body, the surgeon can even see the image from multiple angles. This extra view means surgeons can target the precise areas affected by disease or ailment. It also means the surgeon can better avoid damage to unaffected body parts while trying to get to the operating tools to the proper location. To take it one step further, surgeons can even have remote peers provide interactive feedback during an operation. This could be helpful in treating traumatic injuries in isolated locations where experts in a particular operation may be unavailable. This can provide better treatment to a patient who is unable to travel or someone who needs an immediate operation. Lastly, augmented reality makes surgery less traumatic for patients by letting the surgeon simulate the surgery in advance. Using 3D models of the patient's body through modern imaging, The surgeon can simulate the surgery or steps of the surgery while using his physical hands and tools. He could look down through a viewing device at his hands and see a virtual patient body, and then practice the steps needed to perform the surgery accurately on the live patient. This is helpful when doctors need to learn a new procedure or how to use a new piece of operating equipment. This is also a method for teaching medical students and novice doctors in order to hone their skills. While it doesn't replace the tactile feel of an actual surgical operation, augmented reality can provide the skill development to make doctors more effective at their craft. While augmented reality has real potential to improve patient experience and recovery, it does have current shortcomings. Image quality is not good enough for many devices to meet the standards for the profession. This means that MRI image viewed through a tablet will not be as precise as current MRI images on approved systems. The equipment used for augmented reality creates a cumbersome operating room, as most devices require power and communications cords and bulky devices to support the systems. This can hinder the surgeon's handiwork. Similarly, current head-mounted devices provide a narrow field of vision, which limits how much the surgeon can see. Current AR devices tend to be two-dimensional images, which don't provide realistic depth perception, allowing the surgeon to navigate through the body tissue with precision. Lastly, there is a lack of software and applications to have a wide impact on the surgical field. With limited offerings on the applications and software, surgeons can find it cumbersome to use the software in a meaningful way. Many of these shortcomings are being addressed through technological changes, such as Apple's iPad Air tablet devices. These devices have super high resolution, which exceeds high definition televisions. This should be adequate to meet image quality standards for MR images, X-ray images, and such. Cables and hardware are becoming less intrusive, and better power sources and cable routing methods are being introduced to make the operating room more ergonomic. Field of view should improve when needed devices, like Google Glass, act as peripherals instead of as primary viewing devices. This keeps the device out of the way of the direct line of sight for the doctor and allows them to only look at the device when needed. Alternatively, though, if a doctor needs more depth perception, devices like Microsoft HoloLens will combine 3D modeling on top of their primary view, allowing them to interact with the virtual images while doing the surgery. Finally, as mentioned before, companies like Fraunhofer Mewis are developing applications to address specific needs in the surgical community. More software will be developed as more professionals embrace augmented reality. In conclusion, augmented reality is growing parts of surgeries, but more progress is needed. As the field grows, the hardware, software, and supported medical practices will improve, and patient trauma will be reduced, creating a better healthcare experience. It's obvious that augmented reality has a ways to go, but it will become an essential tool in a surgeon's tool belt to improve the overall quality of healthcare.